All right, Rabbi, good morning. Let us begin. We are picking up page Reish Vav. Our goal this morning is to finish Parak Yotes, chapter 19, Mesillas Yesharim. So the Ramchal writes, Va'amna, we're actually skipping just a little bit. That's why I sent out on the WhatsApp where we're starting from today. Va'amna, bottom of page Reish Vav. Va'amna, Od Ikar Sheni Yesh Bekavanas HaChassidus V'Tovas Hador. This is beautiful. The Chassid also has in mind something additional. So up until now we're speaking about that the Chassid doesn't do things for selfish reasons, but does things for selfless reasons. Service of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, benefit of God. Now the Ramchal brings down that the Tzaddik also goes ahead and always has in mind what is beneficial for the generation. What can I do to help my generation? Rabbi are a bit more globally stated. What can I do to help my world? That it's not just about me, but what can I do to help my dar? What can I do to help my generation? It is best for every chassid to think about what can he do to benefit his generation. Top of Reish Zayin. Besira, Shezeu Ritzono Shel Makom. And Rabbi say, see that this is the ultimate Ratzon HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is the will of God. Sheyiyu Chasidei Yisrael Mezakim u'mechaprim al kol shar hamadrego shabahem. What HaKadosh Baruch Hu expects from a tzaddik, from a righteous person, from a chassid, is not simply personal piety, not just enough that I'm going to make the best version of myself, but that I am going to go ahead and do something for my world, that I'm going to do something for my generation, that my piety doesn't just impact me personally, but has the ability to have an impact generationally. So again, he brings down the imagery over here in the Medrash of the lulav and the esrog, that each of the daled minim represent different types of Jews, right? The esrog ultimately, again, representing the tzaddik, right, who has fragrance and taste, and again, each of the other species representing Jews of lesser, we'll call it lesser spiritual intensity, to the point that we get to items that have no taste, no smell, which represent even the wicked. But the idea is that you're only fulfill the mitzvah of lulav and esrog. How? If you bring everything together. So you see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants the righteous to influence the wicked. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants the righteous to somehow uplift the rest of the aguda, right? The rest of the group, the rest of the bundle. She'in HaKadosh Baruch Hu chafetz ba'avdan ha'reshaim. See, this is very interesting. God does not want the destruction of the wicked. Ela mitzvah mutelas ala chasidim lishtadel lezakosam ulechaper aleihim. But rather, again, it is a mitzvah on the chasidim, a mitzvah on the chassid, on the righteous, on the pious individual, to ultimately try to go ahead and to benefit and to help those around them. V'zeh tzarich she'aseh bekavanas avodaso, v'gam betfilaso b'poal, dahainu she'yispalel al doro, lechaper al mi she'tzarich mechapara, ulahashiv b'tshuva, mi she'tzarich la, and the idea ultimately is that a person, that the tzaddik has to go ahead and try to figure out how to defend the generation. It's easy to condemn. It's easy to look around at people and go ahead and explain or point out why they're doing what's wrong. But the job of a tzaddik is to defend, is to find the good, is to find the righteousness. Let's say, from two different angles, Rabbi Yitzchak of Berditchev was known as the Sanigorin Shel Yisrael. He was the defender of the Jewish people. He was always able to find the good in the Jew, even no matter how depraved the person looked. He was always able to find something positive. From a different perspective, the Aruch HaShulchan, right? The Aruch HaShulchan, one very important work on halacha. One of the things that the Aruch HaShulchan always does is, whenever he finds something that people do that clearly looks contrary to halacha, he always finds a way to explain it, which is really fascinating. So as I said, there's a midah like that. A midah like that is, it's not my job to point out what people are doing wrong. It's my job to try to figure out, okay, maybe to help them come to a better way of life, but also to see the good in them, to define them, to defend them. That's the job of the Chassid. Kvar Amar Zichron Livracha, a pasuk va'ani basi bidvarecha shelo chazer Gabriel v'nichnas lifnim min ha'pargot ela kishlimin sanegora al Yisrael. That the angel Gabriel was only granted access into the inner sanctum of God when he found a way to defend the Jewish people. Ki ein HaKadosh Baruch Hu ohev el lemisha ohev es Yisrael. We'll say this is incredible, such a beautiful line. God only loves Jews who love Jews. God only loves Jews who love Jews. Now, again, God loves all people, but I'm saying Kadosh Baruch Hu loves Jews who love Jews. This idea, ultimately, again, that what the Chassid must possess is an incredible level of Avas Yisrael. That what it means to be a Chassid is not to condemn and not to find the negativity and not to point out the shortcomings, but to defend, to see the good, and to figure out how to love every Jew. He goes on, the more a person intensifies their love for their fellow Jew, the more you love Jews, the more God loves you. And the more you go out of your way to love Jews, the more HaKadosh Baruch Hu goes out of his way kiviyachol to love you. The Elohim haroim ha'amitim shel Yisrael, she'HaKadosh Baruch Hu chafetz bohem harbe, shemosim atzrim al tzono. And these are the types of shepherds that HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves most. Those who give of themselves to protect the flock. And they find a way ultimately again to make sure that they are taken care of in every situation. We'll say, look at every example we have from Avraham Avinu. One of Avraham Avinu's most dramatic moments is when everybody thinks it's the Akedah, but the truth is one of his most dramatic moments is when he davens to the people of Sodom. Right? These people were bad people. They were bad people. It's not like they were a little bit misguided or a little bit lost or had different ideologies. They were bad. They were just bad. They were bad, depraved people. And yet Avraham Avinu feels his job as the tzaddik hadar is to daven for them. Moshe Rabbeinu, Klal Yisrael builds the golden calf. Rabbi said, do you know what the way Chazal described the golden calf? They describe it as a bride committing an act of adultery under her chuppah. It's bad. It's bad. Right? It's not good. It's not good. I mean, adultery is always bad, but like in that moment when a couple is forging their marital bond, and the kala is with another man who's not her husband under the chuppah, it's the most ridiculous relationship trespass. That was the Chelkei Egel. We're standing at the mountain. We just heard God. We just saw God. We just said Nasa Nisha, and we built a golden calf. What does Moshe Rabbeinu do? He could have just easily said, you know what? I'm done with you guys. Right? I am so done. Right? I'm transitioning to something else. Maybe they have an opening back in Egypt or something, I'm getting out of here. This is ridiculous. But what does he do? He defends them. He advocates. Because that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from the Chassid. Halamazedome, la'av, rishches. We're finishing. La'av she'ina oev shum, la'av, she'ina oev shum adam yoser, mimishu hu roesh she'oev esbanav ava ne'emenes. We'll say, at the end of the day, who does a person have the greatest hakaras, the greatest amount of gratitude towards? If you do something for my child, right? If you do something for my child, I have boundless gratitude to you, right? You do something nice for me, of course I have gratitude, but you take care of my child. You do something nice for my child. You're there for my child. I'm yours. Whatever you ever need, come to me. So can you imagine this? HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when we do something for his children, when you do something for your fellow Jew, you have earned God's boundless love. And when you try to defend your fellow Jew, you try to advocate for your fellow Jew, and you try to stick up for your fellow Jew, and you try to be malamed tzchus for your fellow Jew, that earns you HaKadosh Baruch Hu's undying love. V'hu inyan kohen gadol, she'amra alav she'elehem levaki, shrachim al doram, v'lo bikshon. I'm both saying this is incredible, troubling Yemar Maseches Makos, that if somebody kills b'shogeg, somebody kills accidentally. So what's the halacha? They're exiled to an Ir Miklat, city of refuge. And they stay there until when? We're going to get to Makos soon, Emir Hashem, another couple of weeks. Right? So we'll go ahead. So they stay in the city of refuge until when? Until the Kohen Gadol dies. What does the Kohen Gadol have to do with anything? To which the Gemara says, because the Kohen Gadol should have davened for his generation that such misfortune should not occur. And if they did occur, it means that there's a level of liability and culpability that rests with the Kohen Gadol. Wow. So if somebody in the nation kills someone else accidentally, that's considered to be that the Kohen Gadol fell asleep on the job. He didn't do something. You see the level of advocacy and the level of concern and the level of love and the level of commitment that a leader has to have for his flock. But it's not just the leader, it's any chassid. It's any chassid, any person who wants to be truly pious has to have this level of empathy, sympathy, compassion, advocacy, and love for his people. He goes on, V'chein amru ha'u gavad da'achle aryeh berichuk tlas parsi minei Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi v'lo ishtay Eliyahu hadei tlas yomim. It was an incredible Gemara. The Gemara says that there was once a man who was eaten by a lion at a distance of 3 parsos, which is a pretty significant distance from Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi. And as a result, Eliyahu Hanavi didn't come to speak to Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi for 3 days. What's like the in-between over here? It's in between the lines. Eliyahu Hanavi apparently came to see Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi every single day. But once the guy was eaten by a lion at a distance of 3 parsos of Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi, Eliyahu Hanavi got bragis. He got upset at Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi. He said, how could it be that someone is hurt within 3 parsos of you? That means you did not daven properly. You didn't advocate properly. You didn't have proper empathy, proper compassion. So Eliyahu Hanavi held Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi responsible for the death of a man many miles from Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi's home. That's the level of responsibility that the chassid carries for the collective. Therefore, says Ramchal, you see from here that halacha l'maisa, the tzaddik, the chassid, has an incredible responsibility to advocate and to try to take care of his generation. We end off the parak v'nei kvar be'anu Chelkei HaChassidus u'pratei misum l'chol bar seichel l'chol leiftar l'snag b'hem b'derech hayashar l'fi yashar shem be'ela kol davar b'yitar. So now, as we conclude, this is our 26th shir on Parak Yotes, on the 19th chapter of Mesillas Yesharim. So as we go ahead and we finish Parak Yotes, I think we would agree, and it's kedai to chazer this parak because we've been doing it for a while. This is perhaps one of the most transformative prakim of Mesillas Yesharim. The Ramchal teaches us how to be a chassid, what it means to be a chassid. For most of us, I might not be on the level of a chassid just yet, but in life, it's always good to know what you're working towards. Even if I'm not going to be there yet, and even if it's going to take me a long time to get there, at least I know what I'm working towards. So I've now learned about actional chassidus, cognitive chassidus ultimately again in my mitzvahs, chassidus in my mindsets, and finally we end off with chassidus in my advocacy. That the chassid is always worried, concerned, and preoccupied with the needs of the klal and how he can benefit them. We'll stop over here. Mazel tov on the completion of the parak. It's 20.